what are the challenges in building your company and its products? Let's start with Edwin. How did you find your product market fit? Let's start with Emir.
Yeah, for us it was quite easy. So as I said, in Singapore it was more about technological revolution. So we started bringing ideas where we mix machine learning and AI optimization together with renewable energy sources. There are some renewables in Singapore. So Singapore is a perfect platform for test bedding, for expressing your thoughts in technological ways and make a proof of concept. And then once we proved that our technology works and involved developing, then we went to India, where there's a lot of solar deployments are happening. And then we try to explain to them, okay, this is our technology, this is what we can do. As I said, the India market fit was, product market fit was about cost efficiency. So we started with solutions which are more cost efficient. But of course, once you onboarded the customer, then you try to offer more and more features. So if we straight away come to the customer and say we have 10 features and all of these 10 features will cost you 10,000 per month, the customer will say, I'm not interested at all. But then when you come to them and say, I have these 10 features, but this feature I can offer you, for example, for $500 per month, and you just check it and see whether it will for you to use, and I can cover the first month, then they're basically more eager. Everyone likes free things, right? And once they try it, they basically, oh, you can try this one as well. You can try this feature. It will improve that much, this much, give you this flexibility. And so you slowly onboard them with your products. So it's more about like how you present your solution. But at the end of the day, it's the same solution. It's just like, as I said, it's how you spoon feed the customer.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Emir. And how about you, Edwin?
You know, like whatever like Emir said just now, like I can totally see it like happening in Xurya back in 2018 up till now. Like we still like try to spoon feed like our customers nowadays, just like probably a little less than like I say like 2 years ago. So I guess I think like one of the things that like I would like to repeat from Emir is like probably like being local to like where your market is like really important. I mean, like for example, we are not perfectly, you know, like the very first like a company, solar company that provide like a solar leasing like in the world. There are like other companies that does that like in the US and Europe and like you name it. But I think it is our customization to like meet like the local demand is like what is like a more important like a factor like for our success here. So like Emir said, like probably like here in Indonesia, we realized like really first on, like before we even started Xurya, that people are very cost conscious in Indonesia, and then they are the monopoly by like the PLN. So like we quickly like cut off like solar farms. We only like cater to like private companies, and then people in Indonesia also care a lot about after sales like services. And that's like precisely why we also like offer like a zero cost like O&M. So like we handle the operation and maintenance from day one till like the lifetime of the project, like in 30 years. So those are like the customization that we try to make to cater to like the Indonesian markets. Also, like for example, like when we heard. When we learned about like the 2018 like a law about like rooftop solar, they say like there's a clause that says, you know, feed-in tariff is only like worthy about like 65% of like the actual electricity being generated. And like when we learn about that, we know right away that residential market is probably like not for us. And like that set us apart. And like I think like it's good for a lot of people too, because residential are they're basically like traditional like hunting grounds, so we don't need to, you know, fight unnecessarily. So like because of that, like we concentrate on like commercial and like industrial like sector. So I think like in summary, being local and like not just copying a business model that has been successful somewhere else, or like not copying a product that's successful somewhere else, is really key in like getting like a really product that like markets your that fits your market.
But isn't there regulation where uh, for industrial customers they have to pay like a certain penalty if they install solar panels?
No, some people call it penalty. It's actually like not really a penalty. It's called like a parallel operation charge. So the idea is if you have another source that has to be synced to like a PLN, PLN has to come up with an extra cost to make sure like the syncing is okay and whatnot. So that's called like a parallel operation charge. It's an overhead like from the PLN to help like a PLN like do their overhead. So it's there for like diesel gensets. It's there for like any other of generations that parallel to PLN. Now, I mentioned to you like in mid 2019, there are like three like amendment to like the law in 2018, and all of them are good for like, renewable energies. And like one of them basically says, for this parallel operation charge, we reduce it from 40 hours to like 5 hours. So basically, they cut it down by like a 7/8. So that really makes a big difference and makes it like really favorable for rooftop solar to be deployed like the industrial like sectors in Indonesia now.
So like less penalty for you guys.
You can put less penalty. Makes it like a much easier to get like a economic project.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Edwin. So I would like to hand it over to back to Arya.
Of all the experience that you've had from the past, what is the key takeaway being a founder? I mean, we can start with Edwin first.